key to getting ahead in business in 2024 is to simply get more shit done. I am sick of listening to everybody say that there aren't enough hours in the day or they don't have the time to do the necessary to get paid and grow their business. Some of us do, some of us figure out how, and I'm going to tell you how. Step one is to have structure, not just within your task, but within the day as a whole. And what you can't do is fill out your day with toxic productivity. This is the biggest bane of productivity for everybody out there that doesn't have enough time. It's likely because you're spending the first 3 or 4 hours of your day doing bullshit tasks to actually just postpone getting the difficult tasks done. If you wake up every day and you attack the hardest, most important, most critical parts of the day first, I guarantee that you will get more done. If you block out the first few hours of your day going through mental masturbation, trying to make yourself feel good or feel better about doing essentially nothing, then you're ultimately going to always be facing a battle of trying to be more productive. I can't help you. You just have to stop. Wake up and crack on with the difficult tasks. Easiest way to do this is a diary. Now, buying a diary is easy. It's not hard to buy a diary, put it on your desk, purchase Google Calendar if you even have to purchase it, I don't even know. That's not the difficult bit. The difficult bit is actually being disciplined enough within yourself to be accountable every single day to this diary. I literally live through my diary. If someone wants time with me, okay, when have I got time? If I want to go out on a date, if I want to meet family, whatever it might be, whether it be personal or business, if there's something that I want to do in my life, when does it fit into the diary? I live by it. But equally, because I live by it, I'm accountable to it. So if at the end of the day I want to go, well, tough shit, I can't go until the diary's clear. If something's in there, it's getting done. Unless there is a non-negotiable, something that you absolutely just cannot do, then that diary needs to be empty before you leave the office every single day. Now, within this diary, if the diary stretches like this, we need to fill out this entire block if this is the end of the day. Now, this is actually where it gets very, very, very important to be realistic about how long tasks take, because you should be able to split the diary up into little tasks. This might be a bigger task, then you might break off for an hour for lunch or whatever you need to do. Little task, little task, little task, big task, little task, go home. Only when you then have completed this are you able to actually go home. We need to be able to understand and be realistic how long each task takes, which one is the most important, and that brings us on to the next point. Step 2 is to prioritize. There is no point in filling your diary with tasks that you just randomly start doing. There needs to be a priority. This is what I've got to do first. This is not important. I can do that at the end of the day when I'm more tired. Right now, I'm locked in. I've drank a Monster, I've had a coffee, whatever it is. I'm going to attack this task because it's the most important. My tip here, stop multitasking. There are way too many people that start something and don't finish it. You don't get paid for half jobs. You have to complete the task. So if you just start this, answer the phone, go there, get excited, then call that person, go back, someone interrupts you, then you decide, okay, I'm gonna chill, see something on social media, spontaneously do that. No, stop. Use your diary. If you see something that you want to do, boom, in the diary. It might be that you've got time later. It might be that something isn't possible today. It replaces it. It might be that it goes on to the next day and you think, oh, well, you know, I'm busy here, but actually, you know what? I've got a bit of time there. So I want to do this. Cool. I'm going to do it here. Everything is about prioritizing. What am I doing right now? Stick to what you're doing. Stop multitasking and eliminate all distractions when you are locked in and working. Number 3 is to delegate. Now, this is targeted at more senior personnel within a business, whether you are a CEO, whether you are some sort of director, whether you've just got your own business and a few staff work for you, whatever the environment is. If you've got any sort of opportunity to delegate, you really should, because you can't grow a business as a Rambo. You can only go so far by yourself. And sometimes I understand, I sympathize, it's hard to let go of things, especially when ultimately we all know if you want something doing, just do it yourself. It's hard to then delegate, but frankly, you have to. You can only do so much. You only have one diary, unfortunately, and when that diary is full, well, that's it, it's curtains for the day. There isn't any other opportunity. You could squeeze it as tight as you want, but frankly, it's gonna have a ceiling. And when you reach that ceiling, well, what happens if I told you, oh, well, actually, you get a whole other diary, and that's for your personal assistant. And then you've got a whole other diary, and that's for your chief of branding. And then you've got a whole other diary, and that's for your chief of marketing, or whatever it might be, right? All of these additional people have their own diaries, and you have the ability as the leader to lean on their diary a little bit and say, hey, can you just do this for me? Hey, can you just do this for me? Actually, do you know what, PA? I've got some personal stuff. I really just don't have the time for it. can you manage that? One of the best things I ever did was hire a PA, because it meant that all of the stuff like MOTs and insurance and all these stuff where you gotta sit on the phone for hours and just waste time doing stuff that ultimately offers no value to your development as an individual, that's the PA's job. Get her on the phone, get him on the phone, whoever it is, whatever it is, and have them just relieve pressure from your life. Because that time, if you're in a position where you have the ability to delegate, you're likely quite good at what you do, which means that your time is valuable. So leaning on other people to relieve your stress, to focus on what you're good at, is a really, really, really important part of growing your business. What else that it can do is allow you to eliminate your distractions, which is a big part of being productive, because it allows you to stay focused. If you have the likes of a PA available and you're halfway through doing something and you think, God, I just need to get that laminated, or well, I could do with printing that off, or I need to go and do that, or I could do with having a meal right now, I need to eat, or I've got to sort this or that or the other, or it's Mother's Day tomorrow, I need to sort something. It doesn't then mean that you have to get up and run to the shop and go and get your Mother's Day present, or you've got to suddenly go off to the kitchen and cook food, because they are there to support you. You have that support structure. It allows you to say, can you just sort this for me? Boom, back. You don't even have to talk to them, message, call, whatever. You're back in the zone and you're locked in. Anybody who gets locked into any sort of serious work bout knows for a fine fact that when you break out, coming back in is really, really, really hard versus getting into it initially. So why not set an environment up where you don't have to get distracted in the first place? I guarantee you that these 3 points will improve your productivity. The most important, if you take one thing from this video, get yourself a diary and start logging what you do. Now you might be asking, well, what should I use? Should I use Asana? Should I use Notion, Trello, Google Calendar, Monday.com? Piece of paper, diary? Honestly, it does not matter what you use, whatever you prefer. For the longest time, I was a physical piece of paper guy. Nowadays, I prefer the Google Calendar, but I still like to reference paper every now and then for short, snappy tasks. Whatever you prefer, you'll develop your own habits over time. For now, just make a start with something. Even if it is just a piece of paper, scribble some things down, cross them off one by one, and go to bed with an empty sheet of stuff that's all been done, and I guarantee you that you will be more productive.